Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I pray everyone's safe and sound and virus-free. I had a lot of great comments from yesterday's video, and I think I want to address a few things and maybe put it all together. I'm not the NIH, although I respect the NIH. I'm not the World Health Organization. I'm not the CDC. I am a primary care family medicine physician in a rural town in northern Georgia, and trying to give you accurate information about COVID-19, about the virus that causes COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2. While there's a slew of media hype, inaccurate information, theories on where the virus comes from, why it's here. There's no agenda from me. The information I'm giving to you is factual, based on the facts as we know it today. There are a lot of questions about the origin of the virus. What I can tell you is that the family of coronavirus or coronaviruses have been around us and in us for a long time. This is merely the 7th coronavirus that has affected the human population. Now, it is not the same as the 6th or the 5th or the 4th or the 3rd, right? This is unique in that it is much more virulent. It spreads much easier, and many more people are dying with it. And as viruses do, it can mutate. And when it mutates, it can cause different diseases than we know. So the longer this virus is out, we know that the more it has the potential to mutate. And now the medical community, the United States, the world, is worried whether or not there was a mutation or a change in that virus that may be affecting children. I was watching the news today at lunch, and many of you might have been watching the Senate hearing about this. And what came to me was this. All that information is interesting. Most of it seems to be based in theory and speculation. And although it was interesting, it really, and I'm being careful what I say here, it really didn't matter that much, because what matters is that we keep this very simple. And if we keep this very simple, we can control this virus, because this is out of control. No matter what the government is stating right now, no matter what businesses are stating right now, no matter what countries are doing, other countries are doing, this is a respiratory virus that spreads very easily, but it spreads like every other respiratory virus we've known. Every other respiratory virus that caused a common cold. We've been told since we were kids, if you're going to sneeze, sneeze into a tissue, sneeze into your elbow, right? So that you don't spread it to others. You don't spread the common cold to others, right? Well, this is a respiratory virus that if you don't cover your mouth and you sneeze at someone, they're going to catch that virus potentially and get ill, or they'll spread it to somebody else and they'll get ill. Well, because it's so viral, because it spreads so easily, because it's so virulent, because it's potentially so deadly, we're asking people to use facial covering so that you're always covered, so that we can stop this spread. And facial coverings are part of what we're recommending for everyone to do, and that includes hand washing and 20 seconds soap and water, showering a couple times a day, soap and water obviously, social distancing. The mask doesn't stop us from the need for social distancing. We still need to do that. There are a lot of people watching this video now. Thank you. But I'd like you to focus on that. I'm a physician, and I'm just talking to you. And I'm asking you as a physician to keep yourself safe by washing frequently with soap and water, washing down surfaces that you use frequently with soap and water to protect you from getting the virus. And I'm asking you to wear a facial covering so that you don't spread it to your neighbor. And if you go into a supermarket or a store or a shop and there's somebody close to you that's not wearing a facial covering, don't shame them. Don't point them out. Just walk away from them. Stay back 6, 12, 15 feet from them so that you don't catch it. You don't have to be a victim to them because they're choosing not to wear a facial covering. It's not about forcing somebody to do something. When I listen to the media, they're putting out information. When I'm listening to the politicians, they're putting out information. And when I'm thinking about you, we're more intelligent than just sheep. When we're told to wear facial coverings, some of us sort of reject that a little bit. We sort of buck that because we're being told what to do. We are smarter than a lot of those people talking on TV. And with our intelligent mind, we will know that SARS-CoV-2, that causes the disease, COVID-19, is a respiratory illness that spreads by respiratory droplets. And if you stop respiratory droplets from leaving you, you will stop spreading the virus. And it's that simple. I could see where we could get bogged down by all the massive information coming through the television. We're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. It's simple. What did your mother and grandmother tell you when you had a sneeze? Cover. You know, it wasn't to stop you from getting ill. It was to stop you from spreading it to them or to other people or to your brothers and sisters. Well, this is a respiratory illness, a respiratory virus that spreads if you don't cover. It's that simple. It's not. You're smarter than the people you're watching on TV. You're smarter than that. Don't get bogged down by all that information. Where was the virus? Where did it come from? How did it get to this country? How is it spreading around? We know all that. We know all that. We just need to stop it. We just need to stop it. And on every video that I've been doing, there's no agenda. I take it back. There is an agenda. My agenda is to speak to you directly, to you, just one person, so that you don't get it because you're staying away from people not wearing masks because they don't understand it or they don't want to understand it. And I'm asking you to wear a facial covering so that you don't spread it to somebody who will die from it. Because you don't want to kill somebody. You don't want anybody that's getting ill. And then when you leave the store, you go home and you wash your hands and you take a shower and you make sure that you use soap and water and you wash down your countertops, your refrigerator handles, your door handles, because we stopped the spread from the spread of the virus. The virus gets in us. We talked about that. The virus gets into our cells. We talked about that. The virus causes an exaggerated inflammatory response that puts people on ventilators in hospitals and potentially kills them. And now we are concerned that maybe it's affecting children. Why would we not wear a facial covering? Someone asked for evidence, and I put one study out on my page. There are multiple studies, but I thought that was a good one. I apologize for it being 15 to 20 pages, or whatever it is. But the bottom line is, there's a lot of evidence that facial coverings, not necessarily surgical masks, facial coverings, cloth facial coverings, stop this virus from spreading out of you to somebody else. And because so many of us, have COVID-19 and are without symptoms, we don't know we're ill, it's probably a better idea that if we're going to go in public, to wear facial coverings. This video today is redundant. I've said all these things before, but based on the questions I was getting the last 24 hours, I thought I needed to revisit that. And if there was a message out there that I wanted you all to have, it's, well, again, I'll tell you a little secret. You're smarter than the people you're watching on TV. You're smarter than they are. All you have to do is wear a facial covering and stop this from spreading around. That's it. That's the whole program. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow night. I pray for all of you. Have a great night. Thank you.